us about your private collection. Where do you put all this art? Because most people don't realize that Cheech has one of the largest Chicano art collections in the United States. Where do you put all this art? In your house? Where?
As much of it in the house as we just moved to a new house that has a lot of walls, and and it was like I walk around all day, and then I have it on tour. I toured the art as much as possible because my mantra had become: you can't love or hate Chicano art unless you see it. Mm-hmm. I mean, most people. I mean, you go around and 90% of the people, if you ask on the street in New York, what do you like Chicano? What's a Chicano? And they have no idea. I mean, it's like, so let me tell you what a Chicano is, so you go out here enlightened anyways. A Chicano, strictly speaking, is a Mexican American with a defiant political attitude. He's not just a Mexican American. It has to do with his attitude, how he demands respect and visibility in the culture. It comes from, it was originally a derisive term, Chicano, from Mexicans to other Mexicans living in this country. The concept being that the Mexicanos that were living here were no longer truly Mexicanos because they had given up their country and they were living in a foreign land. They were something less. They were something smaller. They were chicos. They were Chicanos. Little satellite Mexicans, living all over. But it was a derisive, it was an insult until my dad, who's 92 now, always called himself a Chicano, and it wasn't until I heard that term, so that's what I am. Because I was always, as a kid, I was called, hey, yo, Mexican. I was a Mexican. I forgot one day, I've never been to Mexico. I don't speak Spanish. So how am I a Mexican? And when I heard this term Chicano, I go, that's what I am. And it's really interesting in this country that you can, on the census, there's no box that says Chicano that you can check off. There's Mexican American, no, there's Hispanic, there's white, there's African American, there's Asian American, there's no Chicano. But you can get a PhD in Chicano studies from Harvard University. So what's the message? Are we here? Are we not here? So that's what Chicano culture has always dealt with. Are we invisible? Are we visible? And it's this. But it's getting, the visibility is getting to be more and more. Last year, the Census Bureau issued this statistic that of all children born in the United States last year, 50.6% are Latino. And the difference is from previous ways of immigration is that it's in every state simultaneously. It is Mexicans are the #1 Latino by head count here in New York City right now, more than Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, all those guys combined. Mexicans are the most populous, and not only in New York, in Chicago, second biggest conglomeration of Mexicans, and all over Atlanta, everywhere you go. So there's going to be this, and every one of those 50.6% children are going to have 100 kids apiece.
Cheech, in the future, it sounds like you're going to be a billionaire with this with this art collection.
It is not any particular style of painting. It's a description of a culture told from a myriad of different viewpoints, whether it be historical or religious or abstract or humorous or gender-based. And when you put all these viewpoints together, you get this 360 of the feeling of what it is to be a Chicano in the United States. And it's the sabor, the flavor of it. And you go, oh, that's I get it now. And the more people see it, the more they get it. We've done 3 big tours now, and we have a Chicanitas tour out now, little paintings, there are like 65 of them. And we've done 13, 14 museums, and we're booked for the next 2 years, and then we keep on going now. This diaspora of Chicanos are all over the United States. What is that going to look like? What is a Mississippi Chicano going to look like? Or
how many pieces do you own?
A little over 700.
700. So it sounds like Jay Leno with cars.
Yeah, exactly. It's an addiction. I just can't resist. You see new art